is more concerned with the vulture fights going on, which is fair enough, really.
I think Skyhigh's going to come out on top on this one as well, from the looks of things. Oh, actually, no. Mind is. So it's very back and forward at the moment. Except Mind looks like he's taking a significant advantage there. Skyhigh looking a bit concerned, pursing his lips. Um, yeah. Um, if you can, there are a lot of mines about, but if you can get a significant number of tanks rather, you can actually just A move over the mines and the tanks take them out. But it looks like probably siege mode being researched now by Mind at his one machine shop, and it looks like Sky High is not even setting up for any machine shops. So it definitely looks like tanks aren't much don't get much don't have a big emphasis on this map with tanks. Big fight coming down here.
So many vultures.
A lot of vultures. It's hard to see who's winning what. Tank out for
tank coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to ward that away fairly well, I believe.
Although Mind has been able to consistently pump vultures due to his 6 factories, I think, versus to last count Sky High's 5.
Oh no.
Sky High now has 6. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Mind's macro might be a little bit better, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to keep up with who wins these little fights. It's all pretty solid so far. No one taking any amazingly significant advantages. I think it's going to come down to maybe some drops or something like that. Someone's going to have to strike out soon and do something.
Also, Mind's factories a bit more spaced out. So if he does choose to add a machine shop, he will be able to get his tanks out.
Here's what we're talking about.
Has managed to get a lot of vultures past to get a flank onto Sky High. Sky High blocking his ramp with his SCVs.
Taking a few SCV losses there, but I think Sky High is not going to be terribly off by that. Good response time, pulling those SCVs and blocking that ramp. He lost a few, which is definitely going to put him behind compared to mine, but it's not game-ending here. SCVs take quite an offensive role in TVT quite often, going up to tanks and actually getting next to the tanks while they're sieged and forcing them to unsiege by attacking them. It's actually quite an interesting thing. Pulling probes isn't that uncommon in this. More machine shops going down. For mine, looks like he's going to have to rebuild his barracks because it burnt down. Otherwise, he won't be able to build any more factories. Looks like Sky High is trying to take a bit of map control here, moving those tanks out onto the bridges. Looks like mine's going to siege and stop this force moving out. So many mines everywhere. Whose mines are whose? It's hard to keep up.
It's difficult.
Looks like Mind is going for an expansion. I can't tell where them. Looks like at the upper right, perhaps, or middle right.
That's the middle right, sort of about 230.
Yeah.
I think that's the one below the temple of the natural.
Losing a tank there, so that's a bad thing from mine. A lot of vultures just went poof. So one tank for however many vultures. Not so sure if that's such a good exchange. Both players sieged with it outside of each other's range, except those vultures coming under fire. Those tanks are a bit exposed. If mine can somehow get some vultures up there, he'll be in a...
Sorry, just to resync, what timestamp are we at?
What timestamp? 14:21. 27 now.
Thanks.
Yep. No problem. Okay. That tank coming under fire, taking some mines. Looks like a little bit of a fight going on here. Hard to say who's winning. Looks like Mine's vultures getting up into the grill of those tanks.
Skyhigh has a lot of tanks, so in good position.
Yeah. Because vultures are so fast, they can essentially play almost the same role as a zealot in a shuttle for any opposing Terran. You can get up next to those tanks and use the tanks to shoot each other with splash damage. It looks like
Well,
go on.
they're also cheaper.
Yeah, they're cheaper actually. They're only 75 minerals, which is actually fairly ridiculously cheap considering they have mines and how fast they are. I don't know if that expansion has been scouted. It doesn't look like Skyhigh has expanded himself just yet. Looks like he's setting up to do so now at the top left. But it's going to be slightly later than Mines by the looks of things, which probably explains why Mine has slightly less tanks now. Actually, Skyhigh pushing fairly far into Mine's base. Mine could be in a bit of trouble here. Mine has less units now, probably because of that expansion. But as that expansion gets up and running, he's just going to be able to
Wraith's out now for Skyhigh.
yeah, he's just going to be able to app macro Skyhigh, I believe. Looks like his first starport going up for Mind at that protected, possibly unknown position. Wraiths flying up. Wraiths are quite interesting in TVT in that they're basically paper aeroplanes, but they're quite effective because not a lot in the mech army can shoot up. Only Goliaths, and you can build turrets and other things, but not really worth it in this matchup. Other wraiths are of course a good option. Those those SCVs coming out to
And
repair the
he'll
tank.
scout that base.
Yeah, he'll scout this base now. He knows it's there. He's there with wraiths, going to really hammer those probes. And I'm not so sure that was such a good idea of mine to come out and actually repair that tank. I'm not sure that it was worth it, considering now his probe line is coming under fire from wraiths. Although Goliath is out for mine, so that those wraiths are
chase him away.
Yeah. Goliaths are obviously quite effective against wraith.
Using those wraiths for line of sight.
That's interesting. These tanks doing an okay job getting up there, but they're going to be these mines are going to force them to unsiege and run away. I imagine. Oh no. Those wraiths are actually shooting the mines from the look of things. So this expansion's in a bit of trouble.
Very good micro on Skyhigh's part.
That's quite impressive. This expansion is going to come under a little bit of trouble here. These wraiths are going to be able to spot whereas
Skyhigh using a comsat to just get a bit more sight.
Yeah, looks like he's setting up for an expansion now. This expansion's mining has almost been completely stopped. I think Mind should think about getting some wraiths of his own in response. Personally, definitely going to be able. Wraiths would definitely be able to stop that those 3 tanks there quite easily. But we'll see what he chooses to do about that. Goliath's out at the front. These tanks actually going down in surprising numbers.
I think about 3 or 4 got taken down then.
Yeah, pretty hard to say for me who's got an advantage here. I think mine's one expansion ahead. Command center floating out for Skyhigh now to take that min only. I think it's a min only near his base.
No, it's a gas as well. Actually, that one.
My mistake. So mine is definitely going to have to get rid of the. Actually, his command center goes down. Mine chose not to get rid of those tanks, or could not, considering that Skyhigh is pressuring his front as well. And has,
these probes long distance mining right now.
Yeah, long distance mining vest being gas, which is obviously not ideal. These probes moving out. Let's see.
They're going to be spotted by the siege tanks.
That's a lot of tanks for Mine. Mine really needs to counter or do something now to make up for the fact that he just lost that command center. Definitely